ask, how many of you are here today? A couple of hundreds? How many? 500? 200? Okay, so with all that number, how many of you think you are fashionable? Let's see, show of hands. None? Thank you. Okay, I see 1.5 this side. Well, you're not sitting here naked. All right, so let's go at it again. How many of you think you're well dressed today? Okay, that's better. That's 50.5 right now. All right, how many of you think you're not well dressed today? Okay, thank you. That's confidence. All right. Well, I would like to say that clothes make the man, right? It's very simple. Had I come in a t-shirt, a denim, a striped shirt, the impression that you would have had of me standing here today would have been far less serious until I shared something which was of relevance to you. I think the manner in which you carry yourself says a lot about who you are and what you want to convey. So having said that, I would just like to begin this session by saying that I would like all of you to start believing that it is very important for all of us to carry ourselves well so that you're taken more seriously in whatever that you plan to do in your life. It is very important for us to know what we are wearing, to what occasion you're going to be wearing that to, just so that you're able to convey what the message that you want to carry in that particular situation. Can we have the PPT up and running? Yeah. Thank you. So I'm going to start with where Lakshmi led off, which is about the dream. Not you to standing in one place, so I'm feeling very fidgety. Okay, so the thing is that when I was in school, I was very inspired by what I saw around, specifically my mom, who used to be very involved in a lot of things that has got to do with art and craft. I used to start sketching and, I was involved in anything that has got to do with craft. Never knew that would lead me to where I am today, but then at high school is when I decided, and I think it was that point of time when Sushmita and Aishwarya had actually won the pageant. Yeah, that's better, thanks. So having said that, I never knew that this is the journey that I'm going to embark on. And when I first conveyed to my parents that I wanted to take up fashion design as a career, and this is, mind you guys, in the 90s, my dad kind of fell off his chair because, he's an engineer, my mom's a teacher. I come from a very extremely normal middle-class family back in Trivandrum, Kerala. So the point here is that at that point of time, if you do not either become an engineer or a doctor, that's it, your life's over. You're no one in life, right? Today, I think things are far much better. But then, when I told my parents that I want to take a fashion design, the first reaction that they had was, are you crazy? What are you going to do? Are you going to, stitch clothes? Are you going to be a tailor? Is that what we, spend all our money on to give you the best education, blah, 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 emotional blackmail? You know the rest. Yeah, it happens with you guys as well at home. So the point here is that I tried my best to tell my parents that this is what I love and this is what I think I like. And I'm surely not built for being an engineer or a doctor. I would have been in jail today if I was an engineer for many bridges and buildings that collapsed, for sure. So I met a few people from the fashion fraternity. I was very lucky to be introduced to a couple of people in the fashion fraternity. I met them, and once I did, I think I was very, very sure that this is what I wanted to do, come whatever may. Now, my parents still did not give up. I think I wrote around 10 entrance exams across the country with my dad. The good thing about it is that I managed to see most of India because of the travel that I did. And after all of that, when I came back, I still put my foot down and said, this is what I wanted to do. So I gave my entrance at the NIFT, in Bangalore at that point of time. NIFT is the National Institute of Fashion Technology, which is one of the premier institutes of fashion. I did extremely well in my entrance, and I so wanted to get this that I prepared myself for the interview. I prepared so well that I over-prepared myself. So, I still remember, and this is my first failure in life. During the interview, the whole set of questions tell us something about yourself, and then they ask, so what kind of a person are you, Vivek? So, this is a question that I've practiced and practiced and practiced, and there I go. I am a fun-loving individual who loves to spread the message of love and goodwill to one and all. Ta-da! And I had this 100-watt smile on my face. So, this guy, I still remember, he was a very old, bald gentleman with a beard, and he asked me, so Vivek, tell us something, what is love to you? And there I go. After which, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what I spoke for the rest of the interview. Because that was one question I wasn't prepared for. And needless to say, I wasn't selected. It was a huge heartbreak, because I was so sure that I was going to get it. Because I had done very well in the entrance, and I thought I did well for the interview, but then I didn't. But the point here is that that was my first failure. I went through it in a very bad way, but then one day I got up and I said, I want it and I'm going to go get it. This is the only thing that I wanted, and I'm going to make sure that I follow it and get it. So I wrote the entrance the next year. I went for the interview, unprepared this time, so that I think I was more genuine at the interview. I was who I am at the interview, and I got through. NIFT was a fabulous experience wherein I was able to interact with a lot of people from across the country, learn from them, and after a period of 3.5 years with a graduating collection, I happened to win the Best Constructed Collection Award. Now, trust me, this was only maybe that time when my parents were sitting there, that they somehow felt, okay, maybe he's done something okay, because he won an award, right? Until then, kuch kar raha hai, as in, he's doing something, he's doing what he wants. That's the only thing that was in their mind. So when I won that award was the only time when I felt that my parents believe that, okay, there is something which is in the right direction. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is, I think we are driven by what people make of you with how successful you are. And I believe you only become successful if you do what you love to do from the bottom of your heart. If you end up doing what someone else wants you to do, or if you end up doing what you think you can do because you see someone successful, there is a big question mark there. And it's a very personal opinion. But I believe that had I not taken this up at that point of time and put my foot down and told my dad and mom that, no, I want to do this, come whatever may, I don't think I would have won that award, and I don't think I would have seen that smile on their face, right? So that was number one, from a little bit of a failure to a little bit of success and all of that. After my graduation, I was lucky to be inducted into a garment design company based in Chennai, where I kind of created history by being the only guy being selected, because till all the years the boss has been only taking in designers who were all girls. So I was the only boy in the department, and I was having fun, right? enjoying the attention, if I may say so. It was a fabulous experience, not because I was the only boy, But we ended up making, designing and creating garments for some of the best European labels across the country. I'm sure you know a whole lot of them. We're talking about labels like Zara, Kenzo, Armani, Fasanabla, Napapiri. These are very, very nice value-added brand labels across the country. So what it did was that, working in an environment like that exposed me to what is happening around the world. I traveled, I worked with designers from across labels, which was a fabulous and very enriching experience. I joined them as a junior designer. Now, this part of what I like to share with you, for me, is very close to my heart and very important. The only reason being, today I run an organization which is my label, along with my wife, and we hire a lot of people who are graduating from design schools and otherwise. And I feel that the attitude of who we would love to hire is so far different from what we had when we graduated out of school and college at a certain point of time. And that is the reason why I'm sharing this with you. When I joined them as a junior designer, I still remember my boss asking me, okay, I think I'd like to take a volunteer for this. Show of hands. I'm going to ask you a question. Anyone who's ready to answer the question can get up. No one? Am I that scary? None? Okay, you, there, yeah. Can we have the microphone for him? Is there a microphone? Okay. So, imagine this is your job interview, okay? What would you like to be in your life?
I'd like to be a musician.
Musician? Gosh, it puts me in a tight spot. Give me a second to frame the question. Okay, fine. For my benefit, do you think that you can be an engineer? Can you? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
just for now, all right? Okay. Thanks, Dad. Okay. So the thing is that you've come for the interview, and I'm your boss. I'm asking you. So what's your name? I'm sorry.
My name is Dhruv.
Dhruv. So Dhruv, where do you see yourself 5 years from today?
I see myself like graduating out of higher study college.
You've come for an interview, my dear. Okay. You've come for a job interview, all right? I'd like to hire you, and that's the reason why I'm asking you this question.
I see myself heading an organization which like creates entrepreneurs.
Oh, mine or someone else's?
Sorry, I can't.
Would you like to be in my organization or someone else's organization after 5
I would
years?
like to join your organization.
Okay. My friend here, Dhruv, just told me that I am going to be trained under you and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. My other friend here told me that, hey, you're smiling at your threat. Now, the answer what I gave my boss was that 5 years down the lane, when you think of a design solution, my name and my face is what I want coming to your mind. Now, this is what I told him. Now, the point here is, I think it is very important for all of you, irrespective of who you are and where you come from, to learn to get your fingers dirty. To know that you are a big zero, to know that you should be a sponge, to be able to try and absorb as much as you can from your coworkers, your colleagues, your boss, and anyone around you. And the point here is that it's only and only if you're able to do that are you thinking about growth. You might be smart, you might have the skill, you might be a genius, but I feel that for all of this to fall into place, that big word, what I call attitude, is so very important. And for me, the reason why I was able to fortunately grow into the position of the creative head of design in a period of 3 years, which has never happened in that organization, you know, I believe is only because of the fact that I think I packed cartons, I trimmed garments, I ran errands. If I had to bring a glass of water for my buyer, I always never shied away from getting a glass of water. It doesn't make you any less a human being by doing something which you think you should do at a certain point of time, without drawing that line which you say that, oh, I am a designer and I'm not going to get water for a buyer. What is someone going to think of me? Right? You have to learn to look at the bigger picture. And that's what I call the dream. Okay? The bigger picture is a dream wherein I did whatever I thought I should do in the best interest of what I was doing at a certain point of time. So the simple message that I want to convey here to you guys, especially because you're going to be graduating and moving into organizations and so far and so on, is that before you become an entrepreneur and before you think you can become an entrepreneur and before you think you can deliver, it is extremely important for you to be an example to yourself, to your co-workers, your boss, and everyone around you. You guys have to be great managers. And when I say great managers, I mean that you, morning to evening, what do? You manage, right? You manage your time, you manage your clothes, you manage your friends. You guys have to be great managers for you to become great entrepreneurs, right? Now, with that, I'm going to just quickly run you through the presentation. Okay, it reads, doing something seriously creative is one of the most amazing experiences one can have in this or any other lifetime. The creative journey is fabulous because it's something that comes out of, from the core of your heart. You do what you love to do, and you end up doing the best you can for whatever that you've done. Now, when you have that big idea, which is a creative idea, you're going to wonder, what is that little sound which is calling out to you, which gave you that idea? Now, the point here is that it is an inner calling, right? It's like crayons that you had. So when you're in kindergarten, you have crayons, and a child takes up crayons, messes around with it. There's no one to ask. They go as creative as you want. Now, many, many years down the line, all of us are scared to pick up those crayons because we're not ready to take that risk. We are scared. So the point here is that do not be scared to pick up those crayons, how much ever later in life it is. And that's exactly what even Lakshmi was mentioning, as in when she decided to make the move, had she been calculative about what it is going to get her and so far and so on, possibly we would not have this fabulous portal that we all enjoy, right? So the point is that she decided to take that plunge. She decided to take that risk. And that risk and that plunge was taken with gut and impulse. So I urge all of you to be not impulsive, but to hear that inner voice which asks you to do what you love to do from the bottom of your heart. Am I out of time? I am. Okay, I hear 3 people nodding. So I'm just going to quickly run through the slides so that I do justice. Is that fine? Is it okay? All right. That's about the crayons. That's a little bit about our brand, what we do. All right. These are some of the fabulous collections that we've done and shown at the Fashion Week. This is a collection that we had curated for the West Side, where they had picked up 3 designers to do a label for them, which sold out of their store. How many of you want to do fashion design after this slide? Okay. This is from a fall-winter line. That was me maybe 20 years back. Looks very young. That's a lot of thing. And yeah, I'd like to add this message. Put the hours in, do it for long enough, and magical life transforming things will happen eventually. So be sure that you put those hours in. These are some of the, the celebrities that we have styled, and we've been fortunate enough to style. Amy Jackson, Lisa, Christian Louboutin. Yeah, and the world is changing. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Vivek. Thank you so much. The world is changing. We'll have a panel discussion now. Can we have 3 chairs up here for our speakers, please? And I request Commodore Shekhar, Lakshmi, Patluri, and VK to join us on stage. All of you all had thoughts running through your head when these people were talking? I'm sure all of you all had a lot of thoughts running through your head when Commodore Shekhar spoke about leadership. Lakshmi spoke about her big leap of faith. And when VK spoke about fashion and what it means to be fashionable and looking sharp all the time. So do we have any questions? Yes. Can we give the gentleman a mic, please? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going first, yeah. Hi, thanks so much to all 3 of you. My question is to VK. Your speech was very nice, it's very interesting, and I think we're all glad to have you here. But I'd like to ask you a question more on an ideological level. So, you said that the clothes make the man, or, if I had seen you in a t-shirt, I would think differently. Don't you think that's like a fundamental flaw of humanity, that we have these preconceived notions of people when we look at them? Like, if you look at a guy and he's wearing a loose t-shirt and shorts, you automatically think he's a slob, but he could be the next Mark Zuckerberg, or he could be Mark Zuckerberg already, who knows? And you could pick a guy off the street and clean him up and put like a brand new Louis Vuitton suit on him. Doesn't make him a gentleman. So I want to know what you think about that, and what do you think as a fashion designer you can change of the fact that we have so many preconceived notions that we shouldn't have?
Okay, thanks for your question. I didn't get your name, I'm sorry.
My name is Preetham. I'm a final year student here.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Preetham. Preetham, the way I see it is that, like you said, that person who is, who's sitting across the table could be the next genius, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever. But the point is that if there are the 2 of you who is attending that interview, I do not know if you are, or going to be Mark Zuckerberg. It helps me to make a decision at that point of time, analyzing what you're bringing onto the table with your experience, what you've done, and what you look like. And when I say look like, I don't mean, the way you look, but the very fact that how you carry yourself and how important that interview is to you in the manner in which you prepared yourself to get there. It shows me how serious you are about the job. Now, I don't want you guys to get me wrong when I say that, but it's just that it is very important for you to convey to the person sitting across the table that you want that job and you're serious about it. And I really do believe that clothes say a completely different story when it comes to that. What was your second question? You were asking about something else as well, right? I'm sorry.
Just like, because you're a fashion designer, you can actually make changes as to what people think.
Right.
So,
no, well, see, the fact is that, like I said, because who you are, I don't think that you carry that pride on your shoulders to dress however you want to a certain occasion. In the sense, if you were Mark Zuckerberg, would you go